I do dedicated obs. I've listened to music while doing it.
Yes, I do that anytime I'm doing dedicated obs or like I'm like when JJ would do obs for me and like and do the stream production and like I would just cast, I would listen to like I would listen to like 3 Chili Peppers concerts while that was happening. Essentially, it's just the best. It's
Well, there
actually
you
so
go.
good.
There you
For
go.
now, Execration and Clutch Gamers, guys. Game 2. Execration, they were the odds-on favorite. They've been looking like the better team as of late. Is that about to change? Is Clutch Gamers going to 2-0 them, guys? Could it happen?
Well, based on
it
how
be?
one-sided Game 1 was, I'd say there's a chance.
I think they're going to get away from Listerine, and the game's going to be totally different.
I'm inclined
That's
to
a good
agree.
call.
I think Game 2 will certainly be more competitive than Game number 1. We know Execration like to run some of that Wombo combo. They won't get the Naga Siren, and again, we will see the Crystal Maiden banned out. But this time, well, old Magnus, he's going to join the openers to be banned out, and Clutch Gamers will go back to the Wind Ranger again.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this Magnus ban. Let me ask you a question, Braxton Trent, about yesterday. Am I the only one that thinks that second game Execration actually kind of looked bad? Like they played really weird, or do you guys think that too?
I don't remember the game.
Okay, great.
If you could refresh me, and I'll probably remember.
They
Give me
picked-
some heroes.
They picked the
Yeah.
Enigma, and then like he went Midas, and then he died like 6 or 7 times before he did
Oh,
anything
yeah.
useful in that game. Like
And
that
they
was
had
the
like
one
a pretty
thing.
big lead, and it was kind of just like, all right, but when are you going to, Yeah.
Like they had this PL, and he never came to a fight, which is fine. And then just like I don't know, the other team, Evo, Keen played so
It
well
was
around
Keen.
their.
Yeah.
They played so well around the Brewmaster Ultimate. They did a pretty good job. And meanwhile, like Execration, they just they would fight with like not all their abilities up at the same time. It was
They,
just
like,
random.
They threw their bodies so PL could farm, and it looked
Yeah,
really
exactly. And I guess that works. And I'm not saying it's a bad and I'm not saying they played bad. If that was their strategy, that's perfect. And then the PL did get huge, and that's probably all they were saying is like, oh, just get the PL huge. But to me, it still felt like a weird game for them. I don't know.
It's hard to judge it from, like, it's hard to know, like, how aware were they of just like, okay, look, guys, we're down, but listen, they can't go high ground. Because it was like they got an Aegis on Bloodseeker, right, and they still couldn't go high ground, and you're like, uh-oh, that's when the game started to turn, because PL was starting to get really farmed, and you start thinking things like, okay, we have to go high ground into Wind Ranger, Jakiro, Enigma. That's pretty annoying. So if they couldn't force out, like, a really bad DK ulti or something, it was pretty hard for Keen to actually take that game. Now, were Execration just like, listen, guys, everything's fine, throw bodies, or were they just not executing on plays they were trying? Hard to tell, but it obviously worked out in the end for the victory.
Yeah.
But it's true. It wasn't that crisp, like, okay, Execration is dominating everyone victory, especially like game 1 with like the fast draft of Keen just got obliterated with that Legion Commander.
Yeah, they got
weird.
destroyed in that first
Rest
game.
in peace, Legion Commander.
But
Yeah.
look at this, more Tinker Void action, both banned out after the PL pick.
Yes, they
Very
they got
smart.
that next level thought this time.
Will we see an Ember Spirit against the PL?
I would hope so. If you're Execration, I would definitely pick it. If like even here, I would pick it theoretically. Mirana's not bad either. It's just like you saw how good it was last game. Why don't you just pick it up yourself in this situation for Execration? I'm surprised they didn't ban it for Clutch Gamers if they're gonna. And they could pick. This is what OG did. They did PL Ember Spirit together a lot of the time, and it worked out really well, surprisingly. So maybe they'll do that for Clutch Gamers, or maybe it just doesn't get picked. I don't know.
There's a small problem with picking Ember for Execration, is that Clutch can easily counterpick the hero. And I don't know if this happened in your guys' region, but Huskar against Ember
Yes.
was the
Oh,
matchup
that did
to watch
happen.
out for.
Yeah, that did happen.
And
The optic.
I'm pretty sure once teams see that, that bleeds out into every region.
Yep.
No one wants to have to deal with a matchup like
It happened
that.
in like one day for you guys for NA, and then the next day in EU, it happened to like, and it was actually Ritsu that was playing it, I think, on the Huskar for Wind and Rain, and they just that was, I think, the one game OG lost handedly, and it was because of the draft, and they forgot to ban out the Huskar 5th ban.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they got wrecked in that game, but it didn't matter. They won the series anyways, so. And
Yeah, then they
qualifiers.
stomped them back in game 2 and game 3.
Yep, they destroyed. Oracle, so now it sets up a Huskar even better for clutch gamers if Execration were to pick up the Ember Spirit, theoretically. I mean,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that could be good.
Just good against the roar and the arrow too. Like without the roar, there's not really that reliable stun on Execration to start these fights.
Yeah.
So pretty
And
good.
your boy Abba is dead, so we don't have the aphotic shield counter anymore.
Rip.
And maybe trying to, bait someone into a Legion commander pick by picking Beastmaster and Mirana. Good call. Didn't work out though. Haha. PL and
Maybe.
Oracle together is a lot of damage in lane too. Like in terms of a quick nuke to bring someone down, that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Maybe this is a Wraith King setup bait, guys. That's the next level bait after the Legion commander.
I don't
That's
know
the
who
next
I
hero in line.
I don't know who I dislike more right now, Legion or Wraith King.
Legion.
I think Legion. Yeah, I think
Dude,
Legion.
Wraith
for
King's
sure.
a hero. All right, leave him alone.
I don't know, that last game that we saw. I mean,
Dude,
he
it's
literally
fine.
just walked in and
he
died.
Can, he can like do stuff in tri-lanes. He has windows where he comes online. Like late game, if you make it to level 25, he can be pretty scary. Skeletons can actually do stuff to push.
Maybe it's because I like.
Whoa!
Oh wow, that's a hero.
What is that?
What
Who,
hero
is that
it?
a new hero?
I don't even think they play. I don't know if I've seen Execration play this hero. It's very strange that they picked
He is so hard to execute right now. He feels so weak compared to what Earth Spirit used to be.
He doesn't like. You can't go. I mean, you could try going mid, but that doesn't really happen anymore.
It's tough. He feels like a roaming 4 that's very reliant
By the
on
way,
ganks.
that's what I mean. Not like him going mid as a hero. Like
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean.
making those rotations. Yeah, that's what I
Yes.
mean. Like you can't really kill stuff. So if you're relying on those kills, you can't kill things. Where does that leave you? The answer is unpicked. That's where it usually
I agree.
leaves you. Now
Wow.
Underlord.
Alliance picked him twice, and OG picked him once in the entirety of the qualifiers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So only a European hero. it would
Jerax
seem.
Earth Spirit was, I think, the reasoning for it. When you have that player, I'm pretty sure you pick it at least once. But if he's not playing it that much, then you know that the hero's not in a good spot right now.
That's how you know the hero's bad, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, the problem... Sorry, I was just going to say, he's not much of a laner. That's all.
Yeah, and that's what the game is right now. It's the same reason why Bounty Hunter feels kind of suspect, even though he was so dominant. It's just kind of like, yeah, but, can you lane without like a Doom or someone who's super ownage in lane? It can be very difficult.
Man, so this is like a Beastmaster Earth Spirit lane, isn't it? I'm assuming yeah, right? I think? Or
Still pretty flexible, but
I don't know.
yeah.
Earth Spirit can't do anything with Beastmaster though. It might be Beastmaster Witch Doctor.
Yeah,
It's
So,
tough.
one option you have is, obviously he's not good at setting up stuns, but he is another body to trade right clicks.
Yeah.
It could be one of those things where he, like, camps one of these lanes where the dual lane already is, for, like, a potential tri lane where he tries to, like, cheese out first blood, or, like,
Yeah.
rolling in from the trees or something. Like, that's a potential play. I see a lot of teams with heroes like Bounty Hunter and Earth Spirit try to make in the game. Ricky, too.
the Huskar was banned, by the way, so this is setting up for an Ember pick for Execration, theoretically. I would ban it if you're clutch, wouldn't you? Given the circumstances?
The Ember, I don't know. Because the thing is, I assume Clutch are going to pick something that is, like, some sort of scaling damage. Like, you already have the Underlord. Alright, the Kunkka, okay. Yep, now you have some actual, like, more scaling damage. Not only if the PL is counter, but you have something else, too. Also, great catch.
Yeah,
Something that they were pretty lacking on.
the Monkey King ban.
a lot
I
of
have to
ways to
say-
start fights now for Clutch. Pit of
Yeah.
Malice, Fortune's End, Shackle, X.
Yeah.
Not going to be an easy game for that normally elusive Mirana.
Oh man, I'm okay with Earth Spirit now. Not gonna lie, I feel like this hero, although we got a little tired of Earth Spirit because he was in every game and first phase banned and everything for like 2 years. It felt like, but I wouldn't mind having him back. He's definitely in a playable state in terms of not being OP. He's just like he's a little too bad. Believe
He's
it.
on the opposite end of the
yeah.
spectrum.
It's like not only was he nerfed so hard, but like his meta is just so far gone. We're not ganking mid anymore. Mid is actually 1v1. Get the hell out of there, and he is just so poor on the side lanes. It's like
Yeah.
I look at this Earth Spirit right now, and I'm just like, yeah, but why didn't you pick Tusk? You know, it's hard to make a good argument for it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm very curious to see if this last pick makes some sense. It is the Ember Spirit.
Yep.
I'm going for clutch. I think this is going to be a 2-0 actually. I think initiating fights is going to be key. I think they will be able to shut down the Mirana, and as we've talked about, I mean maybe Grims knows something I don't, but this is going to be one tough Earth Spirit game. None of these heroes are easy for him to gank.
Yeah.
Actually, none. Not even the supports. You know, like Oracle, not an easy hero for a Earth Spirit to pick on.
Yeah, I don't know what this Earth Spirit does, actually. I agree with you completely.
The one thing he does is when you roll in, you can silence Oracle.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it looks really rough. Like I can't imagine him accomplishing anything in the early game. The catch and just straight up 5-man gameplay from Clutch's lineup looks so strong when you just barrel down a lane with Underlord and the Oracle. Like, how can you kill anyone? You have so much damage reduction. You're gonna have the auras from the Underlord, and you have catch, and you can just stroll down these lanes together once you acquire enough farm.
Yeah.
I feel like if they had some more magic amplification or something, I could go for Execration, but it's not quite enough for me. I want to believe in the Earth Spirit, so I kind of hope he does well, but it definitely feels like a clutch edging out here in terms of the draft.
Yeah, I'm with you. So we'll get into it, I guess, but this could be a quick evening, much like last night was a quick evening. I mean, we finished pretty early for the most part, and it looks like that'll be the case again. I think we finished around 5 a.m. Last night, my time, Mountain Time. It's currently 4:20. We're right on schedule, Brex, my dude.
That we are.
How you
Unless,
feeling?
of course, Execration can turn this around. Maybe they'll show us some amazing things with the Earth Spirit, or maybe it won't matter, and maybe someone will pull out another fantastic Ember Spirit performance.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I always, after I saw OG play Ember Spirit, they picked it in numerous situations where it shouldn't be a good hero, and they would still win with it. And I know OG was just dominant in those EU qualifiers. Execration have the capability to win this game. Even if the draft is a little bit worse, a little bit wonky, a little bit different than what we were expecting, I still think they can take this game and they can force it to a third game, but I'm not the most hopeful in that regard. I think Clutch can take this themselves, and we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I guess it comes down to how the lanes are set up to start things off. Is it going to be so it is going to be the Witch Doctor and Beastmaster, which is way better than Beastmaster and the Earth Spirit, which means that the Earth Spirit is going to be bottom with the Mirana, so it's range melee. How do you think, what do you feel about the lane setups right now?
This is much better. Now you're actually giving your Beastmaster a game. This hero needs to have a good lane phase. Like, he just does not play the same when he has a poor lane phase. And now that he only has 1 armor at level 1, when you have these poor lane matchups, you can get totally abused. Like Witch Doctor, they're not choosing to fight the lane. He's actually cutting the second wave, and he's probably going to bring it behind the tower, so you can just pull back the wave that way. It's very smart, and the pole camp is also blocked too, so it's going to be a big win for them. But Underlord against Mirana. Underlord stacks up damage so quickly, and it's not like Earth Spirit can really do anything about it too, you know?
Yeah.
He's kind of just a body that's soaking up experience and, you know, maybe hitting Windrunner once or twice when you get hit like 4 or 5 times.
That's a good way of putting it. It's just a body that's soaking experience. And I don't know what he does even like when he does get the experience. Where does he rotate? Probably not mid. I mean, you probably could kill. Kunkka is a kind of he is killable. It's not like you're playing against a puck or something like that, but still. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And I think it comes down to the mid lane, honestly. Ajit versus Carl. Carl made a nice play earlier where he glyphed the wave once when Ajit was going for a last hit with his Tidebringer. So Ajit missed out on a few CS, which means he's a little behind right now. I mean, it's even, actually, right, at this point. But these two players, they're very skilled, and I'm excited to see this mid matchup because it was really, really good last time.
Yep. You know, not the flashiest heroes with the most kill potential on each other. Both heroes are just melee farmers in the early levels, but they can definitely make some plays after a couple levels.
Yeah, I would say so.
But yeah, you know, Earth Spirit and Ember Spirit actually have kill potential on this Kunkka. Not many heroes do.
Right. What was I going to say? We're still having some audio issues, by the way. I don't know why it's Now we have echoes where somehow we're bleeding you through our speakers, and it's just kind of annoying, but we'll figure it out. We'll fix
Funky.
it. Yeah, it is funky. It's annoying. Anyway.
Earth Spirit making rotation mid, but there was a ward that scattered out, so
And they
nothing
scanned him
should
too.
happen. Yeah.
They're going to try. Maybe they dive this?
They're just diving him under the tower.
Yeah, they
This
have
is
TPs coming, though.
interesting.
X-Marks did come out. Oh, my God, that Tidebringer damage actually did so much. Boombox, Shackle? It didn't latch. If it did, maybe they get the kill. He does have level 1 power shot. It would have been close. If that latched, maybe he secures it, but it was going to be tricky. So nice rotation coming in from the Wind Ranger. They're going to get first blood on Yol. He got cast up. Lumic had an amazing cast. The Axes came out. Now they're looking for Gabby. He doesn't have Doppelganger. Axes coming in. He does have a salve and stick charges. He will use the stick charges. He does have the salve. Still, the Fortune's End is going to make sure that he doesn't get dove under the tower, and he will be fine.
Yep, nicely done. Now we have a solo kill bottom from that. Very unexpected.
That should not happen. I don't think you should fault me for not seeing that. There's no way a Mirana should get that kill onto a Skylark Underlord. Just throwing that out there.
No, it is very unexpected. Mirana, not the highest base damage. Skylark still has 5 tangos that he's holding on to. He must have just underestimated how much damage Mirana can do. What's going on mid, Mon? You see this garbage?
Is
What's
Aji
happening
just
here?
What happened here?
He's just dead.
Did he
No,
like
the torrent's
disconnect or
happening
something?
right now, right? No, it's not actually.
Wait, say that again?
I was saying the torrent's going off right now, but it's actually just being casted, so Carl is definitely gonna kill Ajit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I think this is a pretty good start for Execration. They get first blood. They get a kill onto the Skylark Underlord. They're getting really good CS with the Ember Spirit and the Beastmaster. The one, they're completely shutting Gabby down. He has 6 CS. This game's all of a sudden, like, it kind of just feels really bad all of a sudden for Clutch Gamers. And they're losing Ajit mid. So...
It's all about the lanes.
And we got to pause.
And we're going. You win the lanes, you win the game.
Yeah. Torrent? Maybe he gets
Oh,
this kill.
Jesus.
Oh my god, he had like 8 HP. Are you kidding?
Dude, that bracer saved his life. Like, he had 3 HP to begin with, and he actually lives there. It's insane.
I would tip Boombox too, given the circumstances. The bad news for Ajit is he has to go all the way home, which is really bad. If he had known there was going to be a regen rune in the top rune spot, he probably would have stayed.
Oof.
That's brutal.
That is.
So he actually does lose out on quite a bit while he is leaving. The good news is Boombox is able to farm just fine. Carl went to get the rune. It's a regen. He didn't want it. He just came back from the base, so that sucks for him. I thought this lane top was going to do way better than it did. I thought Oracle would be just fine and be able to help Gabby CS and do damage, but it has not gone well up here for Clutch Gamers. So they're kind of like losing 2 lanes. I guess the Underlord is CSing well, but he did die to the Mirana. So I don't know if they're losing bottom for Clutch.
And this top lane is very worrisome. Like, Beastmaster has a full level in experience over the Phantom Lancer, meaning he's going to hit 6 at a very early timing where they don't have anything against it.
Rolling
And
Boulder, Boombox in
free
trouble
farm.
when runs away. Jackal Shot doesn't latch somehow. Grims is still in trouble. He's actually going to get auto attack down. And Planked, they'll get the runes. Grims might be able to get one before he dies. Nope, no way. They do so much damage on Skylark. Nando actually doesn't have his leap. The Firestorm comes in, but he doesn't have Pit of Malice, so he can't keep him in place. If they had gotten another 2 ticks of Firestorm on Nando, that might have been a kill. Unfortunately, not the case. So they're doing pretty well down bottom now with Skylark, but the other 2 lanes could be better for Clutch Gamers. In fact, they're going to get a kill on this PL top lane. So continues to be a rough start for Clutch Gamers in that top area.
Yep, PL with a heavily contested lane in the Beastmaster +1. Like, this does not happen if it's an Earth Spirit. You know, they need the strong laner in the Witch Doctor to actually enable Beastmaster to dominate the lane. But yeah, this is very good.
And it's not
This
like
is
they have
exactly how you want to play Beastmaster.
It's not like they have the team fight to get back into the game for Gabby. You know, maybe you have Ghost Ship and you can fight that way, but like it's not like you have a Chronosphere to rely on or a Beastmaster Roar to get a couple of kills and to get back into the game. I don't know. It just feels like I don't know how Gabby gets back into this. I know like he has 25 CS, but he's only a little ahead of that of the Wind Ranger. So this is a pretty tricky situation for Clutch Gamers right now.
Yep. Gabby just got back to lane. He's already half HP too. So.
They might
Not
find
great.
Grimm's. Ghost Ship with a Torrent combination should hit, and it does. And now Carl needs to be careful. They X-marked Ajit, so he's going to try to TP home, and will be successful. And now
He'll be
Carl
back.
needs to back, potentially. And they found Gabby again. He looks to be dead once more. I don't, like, I think you just keep Wind Ranger up here, and you just try to keep him alive and just try to keep him safe or something. I know you're getting kills mid for Ajit, and you're getting Ajit farm, but, like, I don't know. This is really bad that the TA, or this PL has no farm.
It's super rough, and it's just gonna get worse and worse if he keeps trying to sit in this lane too. Because now Beastmaster has Roar. You know, that's when you just die from full HP. You get roared and maledicted, and you're just dead.
Yep.
It's time to hit up the jungle, mud. It's the sad life.
That's really bad, though, for them then. Maybe you, like, Wind Ranger could almost transition into a core role faster than the PL could. Like, I know he's, well, that's me being hyperbolic, but
That's also assuming she can actually lane in front of the level 6 Beastmaster,
Which she
probably is
can't.
just not gonna happen.
yeah. So
That's
I don't know
rough.
if you just sacrifice the top lane. I mean, I feel like you have to. Because what else can you do up here other than send like 3 or 4 heroes to try to keep them alive, which you don't want to do?
Yep. The best thing that can happen with this top lane now is that PL takes CS under the tower, then he hits the jungle, and then Oracle just tries to keep the tower alive by pulling waves off the tower. Trying to play it that way to just survive and keep this tower up as long as possible while they get their own resources without feeding 10 kills in the process. Because if they keep coming back, they're going to die every time they get roared.
Yep. So how do you keep yourself from tilting as a carry in this situation? Because I've been in this situation that many times, as many people that play carry have been in pub games and pro games, and not me specifically, but how do you keep yourself from just feeling like, why is my team not helping me? Why do I keep dying? What do I do in this situation? How can I carry this game? How do you stop that from happening?
Dude, that's where you whip out the chat wheel. But don't give up. Start spamming that.
I guess that helps.
That helps. No, but realistically, for a carry in this position, the best thing you can do is look for the rotation into the off lane, pretty much. Look when you can rotate to actually get control over that part of the map. It's way too early for PL because he's just so weak at this stage of the game. But yeah, that's your ideal gameplay. Just try not to die, farm jungle. It's going to be like, you're going to be scrapping together farm. It's not going to be, 400 GPM or anything. It's going to be pretty bad. But it's better than dying over and over.
He's surprisingly not that far behind the Beastmaster. It's like 400 net worth. And PL can farm quickly. He's a hero that does have that capability. In the meantime, Ajit and Carl continue to go toe-to-toe. Tidebringer continues to be spammed. Carl does have a Remnant. Fortune's End comes out. Power Shot won't hit. Oh my god, the Purifying Flame snipe. It's actually such long range. Oh, Ajit can't get the regen rune though. But now Grimm's might be dead. Torrent, nice dodge. Still could be in trouble. They don't have X marks. It's down for 10 seconds. They're making some nice plays mid for clutch gamers, but actually Grimm's gets the Moonlight Shadow. Can he secure this kill onto Ajit? He does have the Boulder Smash. No roll. He actually does just get the Rolling Boulder. I don't think he's going to go for it, though, as they shrine up now.
Yep, no damage,
And Gabby
unfortunately.
might be dead again.
They've got roar in 2 seconds.
Gabby
With no mana. I
is-
lied.
Or they're not going to go for it. He didn't have mana. He should be dead. Lumik is instead going to die. Gabby's loving life. He got the turnaround. Now Uwe is TPing home. He finally gets room. He did it.
All right, Gabby's in business. He was like barely level 5 to this Beastmaster. Now he's hit 6. He has space to farm. He knows the roar's back up now, so he does have to be careful of that eventually.
Dude, doesn't
Yeah.
this game feel like it should be way more in favor of Execration in terms of the numbers? I mean, look at
Yes.
the net worth. They should be leading by so much. Instead, it's even. In fact, barely in favor of clutch gamers right now.
Considering how good their lane phase was, they should be much farther ahead. Like, so Beastmaster ran mid and roared a Windrunner in the river. If you don't do that, this PL can't lane in front of you at all. And it's way worth just like not going for that level 4 Wind Ranger support kill, you know?
Yeah.
It's much better to just use your roar in that area.
And
But,
I think
this
this
is a game with Earth Spirit, right? He takes some time to come online, so we haven't really seen him enter the game yet. Once he gets some levels, maybe he'll be very impactful.
Yeah. Magnetize is a spell that people often underrate, I think. It's very strong. So maybe that it'll be big. And not to mention, we haven't really talked about this, but this Mirana is free farming. And Mirana is a gigantic hero nowadays. She's a very good core. Yol is dead.
Oh boy.
I mean, he is taking the eyes of 4 different players for Clutch Gamers.
He found the party.
Meantime, Carl might be the one in trouble. Gonna try to remnant it away. Nicely done. Shackle shot onto Lumic. They don't want to chase too far. It's a little dangerous. In the meantime, this is not even giving room to the PL because the Beastmaster is still just sitting top and not really worried about fighting elsewhere. And now the numbers start making sense for Execration. 2K lead.
Yep. And as soon as one hero comes top, I like how they're playing around mid because Ember Spirit has so much catch. But Kunkka, this hero's got 1500 HP with a wand, and he'll probably be able to get the ghost ship off at some point to just tank up even more.
Yeah.
Like, if any one hero comes to Beastmaster's lane, these 2 heroes can't lane in front of him. Like, whoever he roars is just gonna die. Even if it's the Oracle, then PL's gonna leave because he can't farm in front of the Beastmaster anyways.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually matter if you kill the support.
Leap, double leap. They did get the shackle, but I don't think they're going to chase this. They actually see Lumic behind. Silence comes out, so you will be able to still ghost ship, and he's going to use it onto Lumic. There's the Pit of Malice. Yeah, he's mega dead. They would have liked to got Nando, who is now in Viz. They get off the roar into Skylark. He has got a Vanguard. He's pretty tanky, actually, but the Searing Chain comes out. There's the Remnant. They're both, they both should die. Yep, Axis Snipe.
Right.
That was a 5-man rotation, though. So those are big kills specifically on the Underlord, but it is going to give Gabby a little more room at least.
That's Underlord doing his job, right? Making a space for the carry. Like, Gabby he was in a position where he should have no game at all. But somehow he's able to lane top because Beastmaster is using Roar elsewhere instead of using it in front of the PL. Just trying to pressure him off creeps because this tier 1 tower up top for Execration, it should be dead at this stage of the game, honestly. Like,
yeah, 100%.
All it takes is any core rotation from Ember or Mirana, and there's no way Clutch want to overcommit to defend that. It's just not worth it at that point.
And, you know, Clutch Gamers, PL, Underlord, even Wind Ranger, especially the Kunkka mid-game could do a lot of work, although he might be in trouble. They missed the arrow. Ajit, they've got the ghost ship. Here comes the false promise. Grims is in trouble, actually. He has no roll. He's got a stun. He does get the push away off. He's out of mana. Torrent's going to hit. Grims is dead. Great rotation from Yol. Ajit, this is the problem you were talking about. He's too tanky. He gets the rum off. There is no way you're killing him unless that arrow hit, but it did not. So, good rotation from Clutch Gamers.
Yep, super, super tanky. And it looks like finally Execration making a move up top, but there's no one there to actually gank, so they're just going to take the tower. Gabby smartly decides to just hit the jungle instead, knows that this rotation is going to come eventually. So yeah, making the right plays. Feels like Execration aren't playing to their strengths. Like, they have this Beastmaster who is basically unstoppable, but Clutch are playing to their strengths very, very well in this game.
I mean, and Gabby did his job with him, like, staying in that lane long enough for him to get a good start or a decent start, and then he rotates into the jungle now where he flash farms, maybe not flash farms, but he farms rather well inside the jungle where, he'll be able to get to his defusal rather quickly, so.
Yep, it's also safe farm too. You don't actually take any damage jungling on PL.
Yeah, and it's really easy. Yol's gonna die, but, getting deep vision is fine for that death to come. It does come at the hands of Carl, which is a little unfortunate for him, but nonetheless, it is some vision that is gained for his team.
Yep, they know it's there, they just don't know where, and they miss the sentry ward, so. It's a nice spot that he warded too. This is probably one of the, it's much less common than the normal wards when you ward deep into the enemy jungle, so very nice.
I've been experimenting with, like, different wards in the enemy jungle, just to make sure they don't get dewarded in these, like, kind of spots around the shrine. The one that I use most often is when I'm playing Radiant against the Dire, and towards the shrine, I kind of ward here from the river.
Oh yeah, from the low ground. That's a fantastic spot.
Yeah, it's a great ward. Death ward kills Boombox. They'll try to go on Lumic. They won't be able to find it. They will try to look for Grims. They didn't have detection. Neither of them did. And now Grims is setting himself up to try to fight further. They're still chasing after Gabby, but he's close to the shrine. However, he might be in trouble. The roar comes out on the other side of the fight. Gabby's going to get arrowed. He still has the doppelganger, but there's the silence. And now he should be dead. In fact, they're going to lose 3 heroes. This turned real sour real quick for Clutch Gamers. Execration making the right plays. TPs are coming in. Uwe, smart TP. Carl is not going to be chased down either. Very, very good engagement for Execration to take that fight. They get some big kills, especially the Kunkka, the Gabby PL going down.
Very nice. Execration are starting to blow this game open too. They're about to secure 4 bounty runes too. Excellent. That's what it's all about right there when the play happens to... Very nice arrow too.
Yeah,
Boombox
Boombox is dead. Nando's starting to come online. His Maelstrom is done. He's not even close to 15, but when he gets there, it's going to be a real problem for Clutch gamers.
Dude, the single javelin on this hero when you have leap leveled up to level 4 does so much damage.
It's insane, actually.
It's like you're playing Wind Ranger.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. 100 damage.
Yeah.
People forget about. People that don't play Dota, especially, forget about how much damage javelins do. 100
Come on, we
is,
just went from a 4K gold lead to a 6K just from the bounty.
the 4 bounties, yeah, plus the extra kill onto the Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have
Insane.
towers on the map they can get too. I actually think this is a pretty rough spot for Clutch gamers. They can't really take a fight. They don't have the best initiation. I mean, they have good catch with the Kunkka, but they have no real way of starting the fight other than that. Maybe a shackle shot, but that's about it. Like, Pit of Malice, not great.
Yep. Pit's more like team fight control, you know, preventing people from entering an area rather than using it to catch someone. The X combo is nice, and it's going to be landed here on the explodes.
Yeah, but it's just one kill, and it's on a support Grims. Like, you have no way to set up the ghost ship on multiple targets. Like, unless you hit a Pit of Malice and they just stand still inside the pit or something, there's no way to hit like a 3 or 4 man ghost ship like you would see maybe with a Chronosphere setup or something else like that.
The difference in like forms of initiation is definitely showing in this game. Like the X is nice when you're catching single heroes out in side lanes, or just, you know, for like a gank when they're alone farming. But to set up a team fight with that is just so unreliable. You know, you're gonna get silenced. Ember Spirit's going to chain you. You're not gonna be able to get your combo off properly. It's just so unreliable. It's good for these single target ganks, but it's nothing compared to a blink roar like that.
Yeah. They will avoid the death. Death Ward does come out, but the False Promise is going to heal him up to full, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yep. That is the one thing that they can play off of, right? Their lineup revolves around baiting more than actually going on these targets. But when you're playing against these mobile heroes, like the Beastmaster Blink, Mirana Leaps, Ember Spirit Remnants, then all of a sudden you're playing against a team that can farm in all 3 lanes at the same time and just not be afraid.
I just also think they're going to be lacking damage for the foreseeable future until PL gets huge and Ajit gets, like, I don't know, 1 real damage item. I don't see them being able to win a fight because their damage output is going to be low. Obviously, the Diffusal Blade is going to change that a little bit for Gabby, but I don't know. It just seems like they're kind of in trouble in this game. Well, they're definitely in trouble. They're down 6K. You know, it's 17 minutes in. Carl is going to get X'd. He does have a... Oh, he's actually dead. Okay. I think I thought he was going to try to remnant there or something. I don't know if he didn't have one down or something, but...
He did. He just didn't expect the pullback so quickly, I guess.
Right.
Usually people try to fake it because they know Ember Spirit's going to try to dodge it with the Remnant.
I see.
He couldn't see the animations because Kunkka was in fog.
Great play then. And that's how you... Look at the gold difference all of a sudden. It was a 6K lead. It's 4K now.
Isn't it crazy? That's all it takes.
1 Ember kill. And now Underlord, top net worth on his team. But close behind are both the PL and the Kunkka. They're there. It's dealing with the Ember... Well, hold that thought. They do bring down Yol. The thing now is bringing down this Mirana. They got the Ember. They can keep killing him, but they need to be able to find this Mirana because she is an issue in this game right now. Nando is huge.
Yep, definitely. Once she has the BKB, there's no lockdown at all. Even
Magnetize, Gabby in trouble. And Yol's not there. Gabby trying for a TP. He's going to make it out. Nice play. Boombox now. He'll be the martyr for the cause. At least it's not going to be the Phantom Lancer that's killed. X marks onto Uwe. He does have a blink. Nice play. There was no damage that was dealt there. And now Ajit gets gone on by Lumic. And, yeah, that's another issue. They just don't have the lockdown to bring these heroes down. So, all right, well. Yeah, Nando is going to build BKB, and then I have no idea how you win a fight at all.
Yep, same. It looks very difficult. And that is his next item he's going for, too.
Yeah, he's almost there. BKB Maelstrom feels really like all you need at this stage of the game. When you get the level 15 talent, you already do so much damage on your own. And then you just have BKB to survive in the fights. And it's going to be a nice timing for Execration for sure, as they get the Maelstrom and now work on a Lincoln Sphere for the Ember Spirit.
We haven't really seen the Underlord come into play much. You know, he is a hero that's not the flashiest outside of the ultimate. You know, he sits in the side lanes, pushes out the lanes, arrow on the bounty run, hits boombacks, and they get the bounty. Oh,
Meanwhile,
boy.
Carl was getting run at, but Looks like he's gonna stay alive just fine.
Oh, Carl got the top bounty rune too, huh?
Yep, he blinked it, or he rounded it away.
Oh my god. 4 bounty runes again for Execration.
I think they're just a little too far behind for clutch gamers, in all honesty. I know it's early still, but
I mean, it definitely feels just you can't stop these cores from farming, and they're gonna hit that timing where Mirana has BKB, and then what do you do from there?
I mean, Gabby's getting soloed by Carlo, and he did get killed by Carl. He just got soloed by him, essentially. It's probably the worst thing that could happen for him, is to just feed away a solo kill to the Amber Spirit.
Yep, the Tips and Toby are coming out.
And once they get the Mirana BKB, I think they like maybe take a fight and then Roche, and then just take all the buildings. I'm pretty sure, right? That's just the object. Like once you get that Mirana BKB is when you start making things happen on the map for Execration. Although they don't
that's
need
when
to.
That's when, as long as you press your BKB, you become unfightable. And with Beastmaster, you can turn that lead into tower pushes, vision control, and Roshan.
I don't know what they needed to do differently in the draft for clutch gamers. I don't think the Ember Spirit is that. I know I said to ban it. I thought they should have, but I don't think that's the reason they're losing necessarily. I think it's because of that start for the PL in the top lane.
Yep, it gives Beastmaster such a dominant game.
I mean, I wonder if banning the Beastmaster would have been a better idea as he dies in the Ghost Ship. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think banning the Beastmaster, or do you think that it would have been replaced with another hero that would have done the same thing?
I think mostly just better preparation in the lanes. Like the PL is actually a good matchup against the Beastmaster, like in the mid game. It's very difficult to roar him in all the illusions, and you can dispel the axes stacking up with Doppelganger. It's just the Oracle doesn't offer very much lane pressure.
Yeah, the Oracle pick was weird. I understand why they picked it, kind of. If they did go Huskar, it would have been an amazing pick, but it did get banned. And it also... Actually, why did they pick the Oracle? I guess it's good against Ember to take off the Flame Guard, but what's the real reason for it, in all honesty?
It's good against the Roar, too. You can reset the hard initiation that way. But the problem is, you have this ideal team fight where you can just, like, save and counter whoever gets roared, right? But if your core isn't strong enough to actually be able to fight, like, at this pace, PL's never going to really come online against these heroes, especially against an Ember Spirit. Then, yeah, you've got some issues. And then you also pay for it in the lane phase, too. You're unable to really support your carry as much as you'd like, just because your hero's not that strong.
Yeah.
Your hero has its strengths in other forms of the game, you know, in the later parts and team fights. But yeah, it's a bit of a give and take.
Man. PL not having a great showing here today so far, at least in these games, in these 2 games. Obviously for Keen, he had a great showing earlier, but in this particular series, not a great time. And Ember Spirit having a real fantastic showing in this series. I mean, just absolutely crushing it. Mirana also having a great time. So, yeah, they'll just split push. This is exactly what they need to do now, is just... They were looking for the Ember Spirit bottom, so they get dragged down bottom. Now the Mirana knows that she's safe top. She dragged a few heroes top like the Kunkka, then she got away, then she comes back. She forces more heroes to rotate. They just have to be all over the map to stop them from just losing map control and losing towers, and it's just... They're getting jerked around, essentially, for clutch gamers.
Yeah, it feels like the Underlord just gets ignored in this game. Like, he's pushing waves up, but you can't contest these heroes because you can't actually die. And then in team fights, the heroes are so mobile, you don't actually do very much anyways. Like, he has Crimson Guard and Pipe, but I don't think I've actually seen a fight from Clutch where Crimson Guard or Pipe comes out just because they're so far behind.
Yeah.
You know, he's playing his own game, he's playing the hero, but he's just... has no place in the game currently. That's just how the game works right now.
Every time Execration are fighting, they're doing it on their terms, which a lot of the time involves the Underlord or another hero not being in the fight. And if they are, they usually blow up a hero before they can be effective. And that's what it feels like. They'll find Yul again. He does get off the Fate's Edict. Dust comes out. Good boulder smash onto 2, and these supports are in trouble. The silence hit onto Oracle. He's still alive for now. Shackle shot coming in. They're looking to kill Boombox. He's going to get dropped. The Beastmaster is dead. Something to consider. The Mirana hasn't popped BKB yet. Skylark obviously very tanky with the Crimson Guard. Now it goes. Yul gets off the ultimate, but it's only on himself. They'll drop down the Firestorm for Skylark, but he's already taking a lot of damage, and Nando's BKB is still going to work. Monster kill for him. Aji's trying to fight. Clearly cannot. The damage is way too much, and he has to run. The X marks will come in, but he's still dead anyway to this last auto attack. It's a Nando double kill. He's godlike. The other side of the fight, they're still fighting. The PL does take down Carl, which is nice. But they still have no way of dealing with this Mirana. Grims is on the run now, trying to get out of dodge. And it looks like he might be able to. He's going to try to get into the Roche pit, decides against it. Good blink. He has a blink dagger up on Grims, and he just gets to safety by rolling away, essentially. And that's the end of the engagement, which now Execration, of course, win in spite of losing the Beastmaster early on into the engagement. Yeah, this Mirana's huge. She is a problem, Brax. I have actually no idea what you do against her. Well, anyway.
Oh, I was pressing the wrong push to talk, but I was talking. Whoops, my bad.
You're good.
Apologies.
I get really concerned. I thought you were dealing with Riley, to be honest. That's what I thought was going on.
No, she's been well behaved tonight.
That's good. You just jinxed it, though, so rip.
That's true.
Roar on bottom onto Skylark. He's going to die again.
This Mirana does so much damage.
Yeah, she is. I don't want to overstate it, but, you know, she's quite big.
And now she pretty much has a full Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah, you have actually no way of killing this hero now. Until this Kunkka, like, gets a Daedalus, and even then, I'm not sure if you can kill her.
Pretty curious as to why Lincoln's here. Like, you already have the BKB, and it's not like... I guess it prevents getting Blink shackled, but that's probably not going to be an issue at all this game. And it does make you hard to kill with the X. It does make you very elusive, but BKB is enough to work with. You know, you could have gone for more damage with the Mjolnir, for example, but...
She could have gone Dragonlance and just gotten a little bit more tanky along with getting more damage instead of focusing on getting a Lincoln Sphere. I guess better to be safe than sorry. She knows that if she dies, she feeds away like 1,500 gold to somebody.
That is
could be
true.
the PL or the Kunkka.
As the net worth leader, you have to do everything you can pretty much to not die, or you just feed all that advantage right back. And honestly, it's not like she needs more damage at this stage of the game. She can kill anyone anyways with the leaps.
Yeah. She's got the attack speed. She's got now the mana break talent at level 20. No spell amplification needed. I think they could just take Roche. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. I don't think there's really any risk of them losing a Roche fight.
There's not any gigantic, like, big AoE spells for Roche that you have to be careful of, too. Nothing like Darkseer or Enigma or Warlock or anything like that. You know, the scary Roche heroes.
Good false promise. It was a little early, but Ajit is probably going to die anyway. I mean, they're throwing so many freaking spells. I think he'll probably get healed. Yeah, he's going to be fine, but they're still going to lose this fight, I'm pretty sure. Boulder Smash coming in. Nando kind of on his own. He does have his BKB. He's not using it yet. Fate's Edict keeps the Kunkka alive for now. Sleight of Syrian Chain comes out, though, and that is going to be the Kunkka dead. He does buy back. Carl's getting low. The Diffusal Blade's starting to do some work, but he's not dead yet. He's going to try to remnant play, and he might actually be able to. They're still chasing after him. They can't even get that kill. Death Ward comes out, and now Clutch Gamers all getting super low. They finally take down the Beastmaster. They finally get Lumik. They're kind of turning it around. Nando still has his BKB, and he's going to try to man fight. And here comes Carl as well, back into the fray. Gabby's about to die. He does have his Manta Style, doesn't use it. Nando just pops his BKB and kills everybody. Ajit almost finds the Ember Spirit. And Nando, nice leap away from the torrent that came out. So that was the Kunkka buyback, and he got nothing for it. He lost 700 gold. He didn't get a single kill after he came back into the fight. I don't know. They just keep losing these engagements.
Yep, it's rough. Man, you know, buybacks like that are totally worth it if you can manage to kill an important core hero like the Mirana or the Ember Spirit, but they're just so hard to lock down. Ember Spirit looks like perhaps a solo kill?
That win run actually kept her alive so long.
Yep, very nice.
He would have been dead otherwise. No true strike. Although he can get it at level 20. I don't think he will, but he can. They do buy a gem for the Wind Ranger. They're slowly losing map control, so the gem is one of the best ways to rectify that. I think you should really consider Roche for Execration right now.
I agree. I'm a bit surprised it hasn't been done already, especially with how easy it is. Mirana can just 5-second arrow Roche with the Beastmaster, Solar Crest to tank.
That is a dead Skylark. Grims has done a good job. We kind of questioned the Earth Spirit pick. He's had a couple of really good double kicks where he would find two heroes.
You know, the hero has been nerfed, and his early game is the biggest question mark, right? But his spell usage and just play of the hero has been very good.
Yeah, solid for sure. And they're finally going to start trying to apply pressure to a tier 2 tower mid. Another pause as we have some mic issues for Clutch Gamers. They will take a second to get that fixed up and ready to go.
Yeah, Carl's not happy. He wants the game.
I don't blame him.
It's game time, not pause time.
It is game time. No pauses needed. Yeah, there we go. At least it was a quick pause. I don't want to complain too much. They'll push into the tier 2 tower, though. Glyph comes out, so they'll hold on to it for now. Nando doesn't want to die. If he stays too far forward, he gets shackled, and the ghost ship combination comes in, then things start getting a bit dicey.
Dude, Execration got 4 banners again.
Good news. Ghost ship comes out, does hit Nando, but they're bodyguarding him pretty heavily, and actually the Kunkka X'd himself back to safety, or I think blinked even. He's still working on that Daedalus. I mean, I feel like he needs double Daedalus and Divine with how this game has gone in order to actually win.
Yep, they need something crazy for sure.
The PL has been... He's done okay in the last few fights with the Manta Diffusal, but not enough. And they will finally head to Roche after they secure the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. I would assume this is first Roche, so maybe they will wait until the next... Is this first Roche? Yeah, it is. So
Yep.
they might wait until the next one to push high ground. I think they can push high ground with this Roche that far ahead they are, but I'm not sure if they will. Shackle shot. Grims has been caught out. But he just rolls away. They don't have enough lockdown. They can't chain stun him once they get that Pit of Malice on him. And the cast breaks up the fight for the most part.
Roche is solo, but they just can't get in.
Yeah, they cannot they can't find the way to inside the Roche pit. If you take a fight here and you win, you're in some serious trouble for Clutch, and they know it. They're going to try to get out, but Skylark should be fine, and he is. They leave the rest, but I don't know if they're going to find anybody. Carl does get Boombox. The Roar comes out onto the PL. They have no follow-up as of right now. Good ghost ship. Carl's Ember Spirit about to die. In fact, he has to remnant away. He's going to get caught by Gabby and killed. A big cleave in the ghost ship combination keeps this game intact for Clutch Gamers as of right now.
All right, bit heavy overcommitment there from Carl. They got a bit too greedy there. You know, roared the PL, stunned the Wind Ranger, didn't really focus down one hero. They thought they were stronger than they actually were. But that is how their fight operates. You know, they're counter initiators. They can't really start the fight reliably. They need to get jumped first, try to turn it with the Oracle, and then the tanky defensive items from the Underlord coming into play. So yeah, they get something. It's not that much, you know. It's still a 15k gold deficit, but it's better than nothing.
They got the Daedalus. We did see a pretty big cleave there, and the ghost ship damage and all the other damage that came out. It's possible. It is possible. The Ember Spirit especially, like, he's paper thin to cleave, you know, crit damage. You know, he's got decent HP, but that's about it. I think he can get killed pretty easily by this Kunkka.
It's really hard to push too because they don't have a Yule, so there's no threat of the Kunkka just doing this over and over.
Skylark is just, he walks to side lanes and then he gets roared and died. I feel like I've seen this 5 times so far this game.
Yep. They're just sitting there waiting for him at this point. You know, that's his job, but he's not tanky enough to actually survive. And when the Underlord's dead, I mean, this is their big anti-push outside of the Kunkka, right? This could be pretty bad.
I don't know if they want to go high ground with this. I think they should. But
it's still hard.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
because Kunkka's alive, like, he's going to X himself, cleave the wave every single time. And they don't have Yules, so they can't actually interrupt it very well. So, yeah. That's the one thing they have going for them.
So I don't know. We'll see. This game will probably go for, I think, a fairly long time. I would be surprised if this game just ended in the next 5 minutes. I don't think that'll happen. I think they'll get a tier 3 maybe in the next 5 minutes, potentially. I don't think they'll get much more than that though. And that's a big if, honestly.
Clutch have a fantastic high ground holding team. As long as they don't die somewhere outside of the base, they should be able to hold for quite some time. But you never know. These teams are crazy, you know. You might see Carl blink in or remnant into 5 heroes.
He's done it before, I feel like.
This guy's insane. Sometimes he just gets in there.
Sometimes you just got to get in there. That's all you got to do. Hey, it's exactly what you said. He comes out, crits, does half of Nando's HP and damage, and now they have to back.
And then they realize, oh, guys, we can't push.
So how do you fix that then?
You just build up the gold lead to a point where you have so much extra gold that you can actually just dive into the base and take the fight. Or, of course, next Roshan, that's going to be like the big point of. That's like the next big step on the checklist to being able to close out a game when you have both Aegis and Cheese, because that's also another, 8 or so minutes where you're acquiring this lead, because it is going to keep on growing. It's not like Clutch can farm the entire map. There's a very small section of the map they can farm. So yeah, we're just building up the economy here.
I feel like this is the roughest game as a caster, in all honesty. Like, because you know that there's really only one way that this game can end. There is a small, slight chance that Execration can come back. It is theoretically possible, but you know in your heart of hearts that they are so far behind, and the lead will only increase. And so the game just continues to go along. And like, there's nothing else. We kind of mentioned most of what we can mention. Like, what's going to happen is exactly what you said, essentially.
It's like the desperate Tinker pick, when this Tinker's not going to win you the game, but he is going to stall the game out for a long time. That's kind of what we have going on here. There are games where even when you're down like 10k, you can actually turn the game by holding high ground when the enemy comes to push. But that usually requires heroes with big AoE teamfight ultimates like the Enigma, Tidehunter, those kind of style heroes that can fight, at a huge gold deficit, Earthshaker, for example. And, the team fight from Clutch, it's pretty much just the Kunkka. That's like the only big AoE Underlord. Sits there and soaks up damage, but he's not tanky enough to survive. PL can't do any damage at all in this game just because his illusions die instantly. It's just the Kunkka. He's the tanker in this game, blinking in, clearing waves.
If this Kunkka dies, the game, I don't know, it probably ends, I would say, if he doesn't have buyback.
But he's going to just X himself pretty much on like every creep wave that's outside of his base, so good luck catching this guy.
So now we just enter the world of purgatory, essentially.
Pretty much.
And even teams that are aggressive as Execration will do this, where they're just going to wait to make sure that they can really take this game. Because what's the reason? Why wouldn't you, given the circumstances?
Look at this. I mean, Clutch, they're leaving the base here, Mont.
That might have been a dangerous play. Yol's dead, so forget about False Promise. Skylark will probably die too, although I guess Yol's going to buy back. They will bring down the Witch Doctor. He doesn't even get a chance to use his ult. The Ghost Ship comes in, hits nobody. Skylark is trying to get the hell out of here, and he probably will be able to. They tried forcing away, I think, the PL from Skylark. Yol dies twice. But Ajit's still alive, and that means that the push will probably not commence. They'll try going top, I think, but unless they can kill him, I don't see how this is going to work.
Yep. It's probably not going to work at all. Nothing's really going to happen. Yol diebacks, but not really going to matter. Still just building up the economy. Roshan may respawn in a minute 45.
Great.
And then we'll see if it's a long or short respawn.
That's essentially what we're waiting on is Roche Timer, in all honesty.
Yep.
Like, there's nothing else that we can really wait for other than Kunkka dying and then him buying back and then not having buyback. But
yeah, but as long as he plays safe, it's near impossible because the only real way to catch Kunkka is to Eul's him right before his X goes off, so he's in the air when it happens. And there are no Eul Scepters at all on the side of Execration.
There probably won't ever be a Eul Scepter in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
For the Radiant.
So, how was your day?
I slept until I went to bed at like 9 a.m. or like 8 or 7 a.m. after we got done yesterday, and then I woke up at like 5 p.m. And then Andrew ended up going out and getting me 5 guys, which was hype.
So that's the life right there. That sounds great.
Yeah, and then I read some manga and watched some baseball. And
excellent.
I'm reading this really cool manga that you don't read manga, nor do you watch anime that much, but it's a cool manga about a person that a girl in high school dies somehow, and she gets transported into another world, which is like the anime trope right now in Japan, where like there's like 100,000 animes and mangas like that. But the twist on this one, as there is always a twist with these because you have to stand out from the other anime and manga, is that she turns into a spider. She is reincarnated as a spider in a fantasy world, and she has to live her life and survive in this dangerous cave system, this giant labyrinth of a cave where there's all these monsters like dragons, lizards, werewolves, all these things essentially, and she has to use her wits and spider-like abilities such as threads in order to survive in this world and level up and become a better spider and to survive, I guess.
Very cool. Is she like a human-sized spider or like?
It's like, I don't think that's ever been really clear.
Okay.
They don't really ever show a good perspective for it. As Carl is getting run down by Gabby, he pops a BKB, but he's dead actually. His team's
Carl
coming.
messed up big time.
The roar does come out onto Yol. He's honestly not a hero at this. Like, Yola is not a hero in this game at all. He's literally a walking R button. If he doesn't get it off, it doesn't matter. They're gonna try to run away. I think they can actually take this fight. They're not going to though. They were losing the win range with the PL. They were getting a little low. I thought they could have taken that fight. Maybe I.
Safety first, Mont. You got to put the hard hat on.
The thing is that, like, that's a nice kill and all, but you're still losing money. You're still losing net worth. You're not gaining anything out of that kill. You're just wasting time, essentially. It's not like you're... If they take that fight there and they kill 5 heroes, then you start taking control of the map. You get, instead of a 25k deficit, you're down to like a 15k deficit.
That's
instead,
true. Actually...
what could have been a 27k deficit is now only a 26k deficit, but it's going to get a 27k eventually anyway, so what the fuck does it matter?
It's true. It is really true. You know, you need something big to come back in a game like this. A kill or two from this position that Execration has right now is not really going to cut it. This might help,
this
though.
is what I was looking for. Yes, you didn't win the fight, but if you can take a Roche, this is Aegis and Cheese, and then maybe you could take a fight with it. Although you do Roche so freaking slowly because it's a PL, and even though PL now can use his illusions on Roche, it still sucks ass.
Yeah, they do 2 damage to Roach each, basically.
They can't even do this. Now the PL's arrowed. They use Moonlight Shadow. Grims is in. Ajit is trying to do some cleave damage. Good boulder smash on it too, but I don't think they're gonna try to take this fight.
And
You had a
continues.
30-second window where you could take Roche. That didn't happen because you have an awful Roche team. Now what are you gonna do? They do smoke. This is probably the right play. You can't really. If Roche dies here, you lose the game.
Yes, you do for sure. You need to be able to find something. And Ember Spirit TP's top. Maybe this is it right here. What's the stun situation looking like? Not good.
They still only have like a Kunkka, pretty much, and that's it. And like Torrent. And then Uwe pops BKB, and now the fight is over. I feel like Boombox is already dead. Carl pops his BKB. Aji's trying to do anything with his Ghost Ship combination. He's going to get it off, but it's only on supports. They're going to try to take the taxi home, but even if they do, that's just going to leave Roche to go to Execration.
This taxi, man, this man is reliable. This
Yeah,
is
he
a
is.
5-star driver right here.
Holy crap, this Beastmaster has a refresher orb.
Excellent.
Man. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. I guess
Alright.
if you double roar somebody, they just die.
Yeah, they have no Underlord ult, so now they don't have that get out of jail free card on the side of Clutch. And this is when you desperately don't want to take a fight because it could just go so wrong so quickly. But Beastmaster, double roar, yep. Moonlight Shadow coming out.
The PL
Perhaps
does
they'll look
have
for something?
a BKB that he just bought. He's getting close to his 25. Man, he would love
Okay.
to have that at this point in the game.
That's very important.
Nando has Satanic, so even if he gets caught, he could pop that or the BKB. Uwe looking for a roar. Yol has no false promise. They found Uwe, actually. They're doing a lot of damage to him. He pops the refresher. BKB comes out. That was down, which is why he refreshed. They don't have mana for the roar, unfortunately, so they have to be careful. Nando getting a little low on mana as well. He's probably going to pop Satanic here. The BKB comes out first. Gabby taking a lot of damage. Good false promise. Nando's forced to run away. And now Nando getting chased down, but they do have the Moonlight Shadow. There's no detection whatsoever. Carl's going to come back in looking for Yol. Yol will probably die, but what else is new in this game? Now Grims is coming in looking for a boulder smash. He does miss it. Lumic is in trouble. The Moonlight Shadow is still going because it's a broken ability. Carl is going to get X-torrented, potentially not actually going to hit up. He's going to get caught potentially by a Shackle Shot coming through. The Roar does come in on the back lines, and now Nando's starting to hit up and do a lot of damage. There's the Daedalus
so much
hits.
damage.
He actually crushes everyone. Carl does die, yes, but they've already lost 3 on the side of Clutch Gamers. They need to be careful. Gabby's going to have to get to safety. They will have the taxi service again as our game kind of becomes slideshow Dota because of the servers. That could have been a lot worse for Clutch Gamers, but they are still losing in that war. They're still, not really making up any ground.
Yep. You know, that fight was like best case scenario too. Beastmaster had the refresh for BKB when it was 2 seconds off cooldown, then he didn't have mana for the roar. But Daedalus on Rana, look at her just charging in.
She's just charging in. Aji's just dead. Yeah, if Daedalus procs came through, he's dead anyway. This is dieback. That's just a dieback. So Kunga's like if they win a fight here, they could just push down mid even without Roche. But oh my god, the detection is so rough. And now Yol is dead, and here comes Uwe. He's got no roar, but I don't know if they need it. Nando is getting chased down by Gabby, who is level 25. He went for the critical strike, which is great. The illusions don't do anything anyway, so whatever.
I know. We're at that point of the game. This should be it. You know, this is the next Roche. Buybacks have been used. Kunkka's dead for 80 seconds, and he actually doesn't have enough gold for buyback. But of course, they don't know that.
Yeah.
But what this could mean is that when Carl respawns, it's Roshan time. Mirana does so much damage. Like, if you can enter,
That's alright.
if you can enter a team fight with like more than like one leap, you know, none of these heroes stand a chance at all. They all die.
They just die.
Yeah.
The draft did not work out for Clutch Gamers. That is at least not working out yet, and I don't know if it's ever going to work out. I mean, like Nando or not Nando. Gabby does do damage. He certainly does. And if he can like get through a fight without getting crowd controlled or cleaved by the Ember Spirit, he would be fine. But that's just impossible. So I don't know.
Oh, okay, taxi service actually comes back in for Skylar to get there, so they have no fight reset this time. But pushing high ground is a nightmare. Like, look at this. Just this tanky Underlord in front. Nando leaps in.
He just goes in. I don't blame him, but he's just dead, actually. He does have Aegis, but that's his BKB. He did pop a Satanic. Maybe he's not dead. He's doing a lot of work. He kills Boombox. The Aegis is gone. Roar comes in onto Gabby. False Promise comes out immediately thereafter, and Uwe is in trouble. He does have his Refresher or back in 2 seconds. Uwe will survive somehow. They're going to refresh Roar, but they're diving tier 4s right now. Kunkka is back up. And Nando is doing a lot of damage, but it is against Skylark, who's very tanky. Can't quite get the kill. Here comes the Ghost Ship. All right, this was a mistake.
Is this the throw?
This was a mega throw. If they
Good
lose a lot
God.
here, it's a real bad throw, but they only lose the Mirana, so it's not that bad. Like, okay, Lumic dies too, but whatever. If Carl died there, that would have been
There
a
might be more.
huge throw.
They're chasing.
They are looking for Grims. He found an Invis rune. He's fine. They have no... Detection has not been the Clutch Gamers' bread and butter. Let me tell you, Brax, it's certainly not been their best.
It's so hard to play against Mirana at this stage of the game because who can actually hold detection that gets in the fight? Like, if Oracle shows his face, he dies in 2 auto attacks from Mirana. Same thing with the Wind Ranger. It's like, you need like a gem on Underlord and then just hope that he doesn't die.
By the way, that
was
Mirana's first death. I didn't see how much she... I didn't get the... 1100 for Skylark. Probably not the hero you wanted that money to go to, but at least it's going to get him a hex pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, the heroes on the side of Clutch have room to grow. Like, they won a team fight down 30,000 gold. Well, I say won. There were buybacks used, but, you know, they were able to defend.
They survived a team fight down 30k gold, more like it.
Yes, they survived. That's the way to put it.
If they somehow miraculously force out buybacks and then win another fight, I will fucking lose my mind. I swear to God, I will unretire. Well, maybe not. But
The Daedalus cleaves, I mean, like, one crit, it's like half these heroes' HP. You know,
he
they
needs
don't
a
have large
rapier
health
or
pools.
another Daedalus. He's going another
Yeah.
Daedalus.
If he gets to that point, you can actually one-shot these heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have like any. They have no way of dealing with it.
Here comes the taxi service.
I wish
Bye.
they could have gotten more there, but that's still pretty good. They got a tier 2. They almost got a tier 3. Yes, they lost the tier 3 of their own down bottom, but whatever.
So, Earth Spirit can kick out the Underlord if he's fast enough and his blink's not canceled. You can actually kick out the Underlord so he, you know, misses his passengers.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard to do because you're going to be like the focus of the fight, you know, when you're coming back and forth, especially when you're probably starting the fights to begin with. But it is possible. So they do have one tool against it.
You also need to know the timing for it too, which changes based on what level it is. 4 seconds at this point.
You're going to have to learn to count the 4.
All right, you know what?
I make it sound simple, but it's not. You know, you've also gotta
you
count.
just like shit on me. I don't know if that was intentional, but man, you made me feel real bad about myself real quick.
Well, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself. I'm just saying that's what the mechanic is.
You
right?
know
We're
I have
literally
trouble with
counting.
math. You know what Anadota's like. Anadota math.
Everyone's got trouble with math. It's hard. Have you seen how many people miss Kunkka combos?
Everyone, well, a lot of people, not everybody, but
A lot of people, yeah.
it's
you know,
pretty
Lina
rough.
stuns after the Yules. It's hard to count.
When X marks you couldn't use it. Oh, God, the hero
Yeah, that was
was
not
just-
easy.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I bought Lincoln Sphere, Brax. That right there is why you bought Lincoln Sphere.
That was it right there.
Godlike item. Yul's dead again. Yul, why are you there, buddy? What advantage was positioning in that situation? I don't understand what the thought process was there.
Well, fight's not over yet. We got a bunch of abilities being tossed around.
Gabby's still saying, all right, he is taking a lot of
He's
death blow
melting.
damage. This Magnetize is also going to some serious work. This might be the end of the game.
It's the Magnetize and the Ag's Death Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Kunkka survives. PL has buyback. He will almost certainly use it. I think they still lose a set of racks anyway. At least.
In
Marana
all the
actually
fights,
hits
PL.
so hard on buildings. Oh my god.
Yep.
Watch this thing die if she
Oh,
hits
the
it.
arrow combo.
Gabby bought back. Good game. GG. This game took 30 minutes longer than it should have, Rex.
It should have, but you know, that's what happens when the games are tense. When they're back and forth, action-packed, and one team just can't push.
Kunkka and Tinker are the most miserable heroes ever, honestly.
Come on, there was a chance.
There was. It's worse that they got my hopes up at
44K.
times.
That's an insane goalie. This would take a team like Fnatic to lose, honestly.
It's true.
There's miracles sometimes.
This was not one of them. So we're going to game 3.
Awesome.
I don't know. I'm kind of sick of Ember PL, but these heroes are really strong right now, so we'll probably see them again.
Who knows?
So,
We might see him banned.
I believe we all liked the chances of CG better at the end of that draft, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. But the fact that the Witch Doctor went with Beastmaster, pretty huge. It like the other matchup with like the Moran and the Underworld, like he got the solo kill, and then it was kind of like the Earth Spirit almost wasn't needed.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh shit, well that's huge, because like if Earth Spirit isn't needed, then suddenly that like takes away the main threat that you have with this draft. Beastmaster got off to a crazy start, and he shut down the most important person on CG. So that's like your dream scenario.
If the Earth Spirit's not needed, doesn't that just mean that Murano is too strong in that lane, or something, or that you just need a banner or something? I don't know. Like, she seems really good. I know like Murana is hit or miss a lot right now, but I still think this hero is super strong, and you might want to consider banning it in the first phase.